Welcome to the Washington Defender Grassroots. I am so glad you're here. I'm Pastor Brian Noble, CEO of Family Policy Institute of Washington Action, and I'm excited that you're tuning in today. Hey, we are going to talk about some of the bills coming out of Olympia, and I call this one "Wow, Bills, 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 and More Bills in Olympia." And so, want to encourage you to be involved in the public square. If you have questions, you can write that in your comments. We want you to interact as we go. So I want to show you some of the tools that we have here at FPIW and FPIW Action. So there's also been some updates in the app. I want to go over that. The done button's back and a couple more items there. So hope you're tracking all these bills in Olympia. Let me share my screen because, as you know, there's been many times already I have forgotten to do that. And so let's get that going there. And we're going to get this going right over here. So the two tools I'm going to show you is fpiwaction.org, fpiwaction.org right here. And we're going to go check out and see what's happening over there. And then if you haven't downloaded that Washington Defender app, I want to encourage you to do that as well, because it just really does help us be able to communicate with you. Now, I know some of you are like, man, I'm getting some push notifications every day, some text messaging every day. It's because we're in legislative session, and you're going to get those as we go, because we want to remind you to take action in Olympia. So if you're not familiar with our legislative process, starting like January, the second Monday, I think it is, of January, each and every year, our legislative process begins. And on odd years, it's a long session, and on even years, it's a short session. I think I said that correctly. And so this is 2026, so that's even years, and this is a short session. And so supposedly they are supposed to be working on all the bills that they started in the odd year. Right now, I'm finishing them up, but we have a lot of new legislation attempting to go through as we go. So on this tool here, FPIW, under the Washington Defender app, let me type that over here, Washington Defender app, you can get your bills there, and you can download this app in the Apple App Store or in the Google Play Store. And so you can type in Washington, not Defender, it's not French. Let me try it again. Washington Defender. There we go. And it's the Washington Defender app. And so you can type it in there and it will download, and you'll need to verify your email and all that. If you want to log in as a guest, you're able to do that. There you go, Washington Defender app. And so you can download it there right over here. So this is going to open up, and it'll open to this right here. Take action. And one place for conservative action, share your items. And so here we have action alerts for Friday. And if you scroll down here, you're going to have action alerts for Monday. And so these are going to be filling up and being populated as we go. We've heard your responses that you guys are getting them too late. We're going to try to get a little bit more head of the wagon as we go. Also, to let you know, if you want to, on the website, fpiwaction.org, you can go right here. And here's your action alerts for Friday. And then these ones will be mixed in. So if you go down here, you're going to see there's Fridays. And eventually this is going to go to Monday. See, there's Monday. Okay. So Monday begins there, and they'll be updating as we go. I'll show you how to use both of these tools as we go. But I want to point out that we have 4 closed-handed items. We have parental rights, biblical marriage, life, and religious liberty. And those 4 closed-handed items, we know the answers to very easily. We can read a bill and say, does this align with our biblical worldview? We have 26 open-handed items, and that is degrees thereof. If you say, I want to know what those are, you go over here to resources and issues, and there they are. There are the 26 different ones. This could be addiction, gun rights, healthcare, higher education, homelessness, housing and property, jobs and business, judicial, economy, elections, energy, addiction, agriculture, school safety, sexual identity, state budgets. So those are, and then we have comments on each of these about our positions on those bills. So you can check those out there as we go. So we have some action alerts. Our done button is back and is working now. As some of you know, it stopped working for whatever reason. Our developers have fixed that, and so that's great. And our like button's working. So hopefully, if you're able to get into the app right now, you can try this out. You should be able to click like, and it will put a little like button. And then once you've done this bill, you can click done, and then you'll know which ones you have done right there. That should be working. Let us know. It was because of, I think it was my wife actually, but someone let us know that those weren't working, and then we were able to make sure that got fixed for y'all. So this is Bill HB 2087. It's on transportation, HB 2087. And let me show you how to register your position. You click on that little button. If you didn't see that, see it right here. Click register your position. You click on it, and this is a pro bill, so that we're asking you to take action on. If you have your autofill all set up, look at that, bada bing, bada boom. You scroll down, it wants your phone number, you can autofill that. I am not a robot. Boom. Submit. And I just registered my position on that bill. Now, if you're wondering, what does the register on position do? It gives a tally to our elected officials. So HB would be the House representatives. And now they know there's one person who wants pro on that bill. Now there's probably hundreds upon hundreds who've done that already, but it gives them a tally and they can see like, oh, Brian from Spokane Valley, Washington, wants me to vote pro on this particular piece of legislation. So it's a way that we can communicate with our legislators about the bills that they are attempting to pass. Some bills are good, some bills are not so good. Like here's a thumbs down one on HB 2419 on community concern. The bill expands Washington's address confidentiality program to include administrative law judges and Office of Administrators hearing staff by allowing them to substitute the Secretary of State address if they claim to be targets of threats or harassments. And so you can read through these and make your own decisions. And so if you're reading through and you have a difference of opinion, register on the other side of it. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. In fact, we're not the uniparty. We don't believe that everyone has to have uniformity. We believe that you should have freedom of thought and freedom of speech and be able to do that. And so you can register your position opposite of what we're suggesting on these bills. So you can scroll through here, and this one's 7 a.m. Tomorrow morning, and this one is 7 a.m. So you can pick what you want. Now, if you want more information, if you click inside this on that print right at the top, I don't know if you saw that. Here's the print under environment and disasters. There's the print. You can click here to testify in person, remotely. And so here's our environmental. Click here to testify in person, remotely, or in writing. And you can use those as well. It's going to open up a page, and you will be able to have the bill pre-selected, and you can choose right here. I would like to testify during the hearing. I would like to submit in writing. And so you can choose one of those two items. And then once you go in there, you can fill it out and complete it, and it will help you to be able to do that bill. So there's a lot of bills coming out. Again, we've already asked people to testify, I think on 286 or 268. I can't remember the order of those numbers. But let's go look. Let's get the accurate number here. 268 bills we have asked you to testify in this short, I think it's been 2 weeks of time. And these are just, there's just bills coming out of our ears that they're trying to put through and to keep everyone on top. This bill library can be accessed on both the app and or the website. And if you go to the top and come down here to bill library, you're going to end up at the same spot, bill library. And so you can search out bills and research bills on that we have posted. If you want to go exactly to the ledge.wa government website, you click on that button, and it will take you over there. You can click on it on here as well, or you can click on ledge.wa.gov, and it will take you right over to ledge.wa.gov, and you can do your own research as well. So it depends on how you want to handle those. But under the FPIW action and FPIW or FPIW action alerts on the FPIWaction.org website, you can find register your pro and con bills on here. Okay. So if you have questions, place it in the comments, and we will try to answer that as we go. Now, some of you may be huddle leaders, and the whole idea of huddle leaders is that you can be a grassroots leader. This is not on the website. This is over here. So if I am a huddle leader and I'm leading my family, my choice, or Colville School District, or UWAFA, or a prayer feed, or Future 42, or Let's Go Washington, and I want to share an action alert into my huddle, I can do that by clicking share. And I have set up under this right here, this community area, Brian test. I've done a test one so that you guys will know. There it is. Then you say something like, let's register our position. And then everyone in my huddle will be asked to take action on this particular bill. So we can take action right there. So if I go over to Brian test, that we should find that posted right there. There it is. And the people in my huddle, which right now it's just me. Well, it looks like there's two people. That's all that are in that huddle. Okay, so this is Brian's test huddle. So a huddle is meant to take action where we can dump stuff from Activate or dump stuff from Learn into our huddles and mobilize. But huddles also we can activate from the grassroots out. Here very shortly, a huddle leader should be able to text to their huddle and push notify to their huddle, and it's just going to be a great place for us to interact. Now, when you get a text from FPIW, let me see here. It's going to look like this: Washington Defender, and it's going to say action. Now, I think I may have programmed the phone number in there, 425, that number right there, so and labeled that as Washington Defender, so you can program yours as well. Let's see here. We're out of here. So that is what we use huddles for, is to move things forward as we go, to lead the grassroots on a local level. And this really gives the technology to that school board that wants to be able to be parents who are involved in the school board. And I want to activate parents in my community. You start a huddle with us. You say, how do I start a huddle? It's all right here. Create a huddle. And we actually have to set it up for you on the back end. And so we get you going. And then once you're going, you recruit people to join your huddle. And then in turn, you can post things, you can have conversations, you can take action alerts, you can do a lot of things within your huddle. So you can post things. Let's say if I want to create my own post, I would say praying for y'all today or whatever. And I can add a photo. And I don't know, what do we have here? Oh, I was at the prayer tour yesterday. So we'll just add that one. We pick a topic. And then we hit post. Okay. And that will post right in there. People can know what I have to say and share a picture, that kind of thing, in the huddle. They can like it, they can comment on it. Where was this picture from? Okay. And so you can do all those kind of things as you go. So, and we can reply, and we can have, those kind of things. We can like a post. If you want to pray over this, we can do that. Another thing that we can do in huddles is we can pray for those in authority. And this is very important because the Bible tells us that we are to do that. And so you can go over to Activate and scroll down, and we're building this out more and more and more as we go. It's being built, but you can, we can pull into our executive And we can share Bob Ferguson and have everyone pray for Bob today. Share. Put that in Brian's test huddle. So you can share and let's pray for Bob, Governor Ferguson. All right. So we created that. So if we go over to Brian's test, you should be able to see that. So we need huddle leaders all across our state. And we need you to be a grassroots and to activate in these ways as we go. And so there it is. You can be praying for Bob Ferguson in the executive branch. Let's see what else. Lots of bills are out under our action alerts. Let's just skim through some of those. They will be on both platforms. So right here, I have the app. This is the app. Okay. This is obviously a web page over here. So a couple things about these. Action deadline, 7 a.m. Friday. We're suggesting pro on this one on HB 2087. This is an environmental. This next one is pro on 2104. And that is strengthens Washington wildfire responses by making aviation assurance programs permanent, ensuring that local and tribal fire departments have the financial certainty to deploy firefighting. Okay. So we have a pro on that one. Again, if you want more information, you can click on that. And there you go. Action deadline, con on this one, community concerns, 2419. The bill expands Washington address confidentiality, a hearing on 2505 about marriage and family. And this bill exempts certain former foster care providers from adult family home licensures when they continue caring for former foster youth who age out. So we said pro on that one. 6136, taxes and finances. 6138. So we see that there's just a lot of them that are here. So again, you can go through these, you can research them, you can study them, or you can register your position on them. Agriculture, crime and public safety, and technology. And so it just keeps going. Then we have Mondays starting to come up, and they're starting to fill up there. On the app, you'll see that these are constantly developing. So right here, Mondays are starting to be programmed as we go. So you'll see that continue to fill up as time goes on. And then Mondays will be there. So we try to keep a couple days out in advance as we go. Any questions that you might have, anything like that you'd want to ask at this point? This would be a great time. Yes. Thank you, Rebecca. With the app, I'm getting highlighted ones you post. That's right. And so you can see that. Thank you, Rebecca. Any other questions or statements? We're highlighting these bills. Again, there's so many of them coming out, and as we go. Any other thoughts? Otherwise, I'm going to probably call it a day. My voice is getting a little bit scratchy for some reason, so I just want to save that voice for this weekend. We're going to have a great time doing some things for the glory of God this weekend, and want to save my voice. But alrighty, so there's some bill updates. Encourage you to get on there and fill those out today. Some great things to be checking out, and appreciate you. Thank you, Rebecca. Appreciate you too. And praying for you. God bless you. And go out there and defend and advance biblical values in the public square. God bless.
You love our beautiful state, but does fighting for issues that most affect families ever feel like you're climbing alone? It can feel like an uphill climb in a hostile environment that champions causes detrimental to Washington families. Again and again, the summit feels out of reach, but you don't have to climb alone. With like-minded people fighting for Washington families by your side, the journey becomes not just possible, but powerful. The Defender app, brought to you by the Family Policy Institute of Washington, connects you with your team for the climb ahead. Connect with conservatives who care about issues affecting families in your specific county and across our state in order to make our voices be heard locally and in Olympia. Simply click Learn to stay informed about the latest news affecting families. With one click, press Huddle to team up with other conservative minds in your specific county who care about how these issues affect you in your unique community. Then simply press Activate to get involved and to make your voice heard on legislation that matters in Olympia. With the Washington Defender app, you won't face the fight alone. Together, we can make a difference for families in Washington. Download the Washington Defender app today, a simple way to let your voice be heard.